So you probably heard the adage, there's no such thing as a free lunch. Well, this program is really not a free lunch either. And a lot of people are talking about the negatives like it's the end of the world. One of the biggest negatives people talk about is that you don't get 100% of the proceeds from the sale. Well, I got to tell you, that's true. And if you have the money for your own down payment, maybe you shouldn't use this program because you are sharing a percentage of what the home price goes up. But guess what? A lot of people, including maybe you, aren't homeowners because you can't afford the monthly payment or you don't even have the minimum amount of money to come in with to buy a home, which means, sure, you get 100% of the appreciation, but you're renting. So 100% of nothing is nothing. But that is a negative that you're not getting 100% of the proceeds. So if you have the money to do this without the assistance, you may want to consider doing that. Now, the second negative is you pay 100% of the closing costs when you sell the home. Now, what closing costs does a seller pay? You're paying basically the commission to both real estate agents to sell the home. And sometimes that can be as much as 5 or 6% of the purchase price. Now, if you had a home that you co-owned with a friend and you're selling and splitting the equity with them, they would cover a portion of the fees for selling the home. The state does not include that in their calculation. So when you sell this home, the state's going to say you made $100,000 between what you bought the house for and what you're selling it for. You owe me 20% of that $100,000. But then the entire cost of selling the home comes out of your 80%. So that is definitely a negative that you need to be aware of. The final negative that I can think of about this program is that you only get to refinance one time. Why is that a big deal? Well, here's the deal. Interest rates are high right now compared to recent historical averages. Some will argue and tell you, oh my gosh, rates used to be in the 20s. Yeah, that was 40 years ago. So recent history, the last 10, 15 years, rates are higher than they've ever been in that time frame. And I think that rates are going to move down in the future. And this program, thankfully, allows you to refinance one time, but it doesn't let you do it with pulling cash out, and it won't let you do it more than once. So if you start out in the 6s and rates drop to the 5s, you can refinance. But then if they drop to the 4s, you can't refinance again without triggering the payoff of the shared equity loan, including paying the appreciation that you owe to the state.